Hi, my name is Mark Biernot. I'm a monetary economist, and in this video I want to talk about, I'm also here with Nicholas Copernicus. We're going to talk about him too. He was an economist if you don't know it. We're going to talk about these frozen Russian assets. There's between 300, some people say 320, some people say 350, 375 billion dollars of frozen Russian assets. We have to use this immediately to make the world a better place. If you're serious about making the world a better place, making this planet peaceful, improving the world we live in, we've got to use these confiscated Russian assets. And that is what this video is about. We're going to talk about Mikołaj Kopernik, that's the Polish name, and Nicholas Copernicus. But we're also going to talk about another Polish foreign minister. His name is Radosław Sikorski. He is now beating that drum that we've got to use this confiscated Russian assets. He understands. He lives in Eastern Europe. He's in this geopolitics like I am. I am an economist. I understand this stuff. And I'm going to tell you why it's very important if you want to make the world a better place. And I'm also going to talk about the few people who oppose it. Okay, the people who oppose it, I'm going to say right out, I'll make a claim. I'm not mentioning any names, not thinking of anybody specific. They either have a moral compass that has gone haywire, but more likely they might have low brain function. Okay, let's put it out there. And I know it might ruffle some feathers, and we all should be drinking tea to the King of England and civil in this community of YouTubers. Yeah, I'm in this for Ukraine. I've got a job. I don't care. I'm 110% for Ukraine. I don't care what other people think of me. I'm in not some community. This is creators dynamically thinking out of the box to make the world a better place. So I don't care about, we have to be civil and drink tea. I'm going to tell it like it is. You disagree. Nicholas Copernicus, he said, bad money drives out good money. You put that and keep that bad Russian money in circulation, it will drive out good money. And there's a lot of economists who agree with me. There were over 300 that signed this letter to Jeffrey Sachs. Jeffrey Sachs has gone off. Everybody knows it. And not only that, they put a cap on it because there were thousands of economists, including me, that wanted to sign that letter to him. Okay, let's just say he's... And, what is it? Joseph Stiglitz, Nobel Prize winner, ex-bank chairman of the World Bank, economist. He's for using this money. There's a lot of people. Lawrence Summers, Harvard University, Emirates president, right? U.S. Secretary Treasurer Marek, he's for using it. Marek Belka. There's a lot of Swedish economists, and I come from the Swedish School of Economics pretty much. These peaceful Swedish people, they say use it. Use this $350 billion. It would pretty much end everything tomorrow. The ruble would be devastated. Russia would fall apart, and the world would be a better place. So there are some people who think it's not a great idea. It would bring instability. That is untrue because they don't understand how flexible markets are and how the price mechanism works. They use the word catastrophic because they're trying to breed fear. They're basically Russian repeaters. Again, either they have their moral compass off or they have low brain function. Doesn't matter if they're sitting in an office with a short haircut and a tie and looking all official. Look at me. I'm out here. It's hot as anything, hot as heck. And, it's what a person has to say, not their appearance and not how civil they have to say it. I think I'm a very polite person, but I'm going to tell you, if you want to block that aid to Ukraine and you start using words like catastrophic, you've got a bigger fish to fry. You've got to check your brain function. Think about it. There was this guy in the 1940s called Alois Schicklgruber. He had another name, but I think you can deduct what that other name was. In Germany, Alois Schicklgruber, he was the leader of Germany in the 1940s. He switched his name because it sounded more, political or whatever. What if he had assets? Would you not use those assets to defeat him? And these assets are really stolen assets from the Russian people, off the sweat and grind of many generations of Russian people. You know how people get in power, Mendeev. They're just friends. The capo economy in Russia, they're friends with somebody. They get placed in Gazprom or whatever. And, they have it's only loyalty to the mafia boss that determines economics. So these assets, these frozen assets that are sitting in mostly Belgium, some in France, some in Germany, some in the US, they're stolen from the Russian people. And, the US and many other countries have taken frozen assets from mafia bosses, trafficking people, and they've confiscated and used it for a good place and a good cause. I mean, Copernicus, when he came out with the idea that planets revolved around the sun, not everything revolved around the earth, people were saying we must be civil. We are academics in a discourse. They were whispering. I know, I'm in Poland. They were using like this would be catastrophic for the stability of the system. Doesn't that echo the metaphorical flat earthers of that day? They're in the low brain function camp. This guy, he changed the world. Nicholas Copernicus, suggesting a new paradigm. And the paradigm that I suggest is make the world a better place. Let that be your mantra. Take some slings and arrows of outrageous fortune if you need to. Disrupt the community a little bit if you need to. Don't be so civil. This is about Ukraine. Millions of people's lives are at stake. This is about the future of humanity. If you take that 350 billion, it would transform the world. Don't worry about the Wall Street, bankers and everything. I can guarantee it's the biggest so what, nobody cares in history. They already used, and they're starting to use, the interest from this money, and everybody said that would be catastrophic. Nothing happened. Whenever you hear people say it would be a bad idea or catastrophic, that's either low brain function or a broken moral compass. I'm going to tell you that right now, and I'm sorry to say that. I'm 100% for Ukraine. I'm not here for the community and holding hands, kumbaya. And, we're going to need you someday. Maybe, maybe not. I just want to tell the message that as an economist, the 350 billion seized assets will create a peace dividend, many-fold of that you can't imagine. If there's any other argument beyond the fact that the fear-mongering of the stability in the Wall Street, I'd like to hear it. But the underlying premise is, I'm objective. I'll take criticism. The underlying premise is it would make the world a better place tomorrow. It's what good is it if you raise $50,000 in a fundraiser for a Jeep or something, but then you are wanting to block and you're repeating 350 billion in assets that could go to Ukraine today or go to reparation, repair people's lives, repair that children's hospital that was leveled. You care more about Wall Street gyrations and smoke and mirrors of the bankers who don't care about you than the children's hospital, the metaphorical St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Ukraine? That's the question you have to ask. And again, Nicholas Copernicus would say, bad money drives out good money. You keep that money in circulation, you protect it in some way, you're going to violate the laws of this guy. You're going to say that everything revolves around the earth. There's international justification for this because there's something called, a greater good, greater law, and people use it and invoke it in the legal system. If we took it today, gave it to Ukraine, so what? Nothing would happen. Ruble would fall. The world would be a better place. No hard feelings. Nothing would happen to the world. It's the biggest who cares. Have you ever worked for a company and everybody says, well, if the boss leaves, the CEO leaves, it would be catastrophic. The boss leaves, they get somebody else. Everything and everybody is replaceable except when it comes to human lives. We're all irreplaceable. And that is what we have to keep our eye on the ball. What is the point of you all being here? Is it to stroke your own ego for being on YouTube or being friendly and civil to the community or to pontificate? It's to bring Russia in its despotic form down and liberate the world. Once Russia falls, there'll be a lot more peace in Africa and the Middle East. You'll see it. And that 350 billion of confiscated assets would help bring the world into a better trajectory. It would change the paradigm. No longer are we worried about the bankers. We're worried about making the world a better place. Think about it. Nicholas Copernicus changed the world with his revolutionary paradigm. Yeah, sure. It ruffled some feathers. But we're talking about more than ruffling feathers. We're talking about saving lives, making the world a better place. Use that 350. I'm echoing Sikorsky. Sikorsky's got a great name. You know, his ancestry probably is tracing to this helicopter entrepreneur. Sikorsky Aircraft was once part of United Technology. I think they spun it off or something. Listen to this guy. He's a smart guy. He knows what he's talking about. Listen to me. I'm an economist. The market and the price mechanism is not that wonky-donkey, loosey-goosey. You have these cataclysms when it's unanticipated, unannounced, not when it's anticipated and used for the greater good. That's a topic for the video. My name is Mark Biernat. I'm a monetary economist. Have a great day. Thank you very much.